Hello, I'm a Beat Saber mapper. I've been making maps for roughly 5 years now, and I've got over 300 something maps posted today. And I'm here to help you learn mapping in the new editor. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of suck at mapping. Okay, well, not really. I've been doing it for so long, and yet I still can't seem to really get a good grip on it. I know the fundamentals. I know what and what not to do, and I have a style at this point. You can tell if you play some of my more recent maps, but I'm still not confident in them. Usually, I just go to like Acubins and ask them if they can make the notes for me because you've got some nice work. I know enough to help you get started with the official editor, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, so now we're back right where we left off in the last episode. In the last episode, I went over all the basics, how to set up your level, and kind of the safe way to go about it, I guess. So now we need to talk about the mapping. At least we have a few things more to talk about before the mapping. Sorry. So the first thing we need to cover is the preview time. Every level has a certain section of the song that gets played before you actually get into it. Let's look at an example real quick with the level The Master 2. So when I clicked the level, the song started at a certain point, and once it got to a certain duration, it stopped. And afterwards, it resumed the menu music. So that is what the preview time is. It's basically a sample of the music before the player actually engages with it. It's something that can help kind of sell people to play your level. Technically, it is also on Beat Saber, but I'm not sure how many people actually use it. Okay, let's look at rain shower, for example. Unlike in game, Beat Saber has a fixed time duration for what the song will play. Keep that in mind for when you set your time. Anyways, going back into Future Groove, I'm going to do that real quick. Ooh, I like the feel of that. I want to capture a few of the beats before it drops again. So I'm going to look at the time. It's 1 minute and 6 seconds and a half. So 66 seconds. I'm going to put it at a start of 66.5. And a good amount of time to really give a song is like 12 to 15 seconds. Though I must say, most people have mods that disable the duration. So you'll probably just hear the rest of the song or something. So yeah, now we have one more thing before we edit our first difficulty. We must pick our note jump speed and our start beat offset. Now, as much as I would love to explain this, I actually don't want to explain it, so I'm going to leave a link to a video in the description explaining this because it's a bit nuanced and I'm not that thorough. Sorry. Now that I got my note jump speed and offset set up, now I need to put in my name. I see the level designer and I need to edit the difficulty. And voila, now we are in the editor. And I just realized there's a lot of silence here. I know I said in the previous episode you need at least 1.5 seconds of downtime, but this is 9 seconds. So give me a second to fix that. Okay, it took a little while, but I got it set up, so should be fixed now. Okay, now we can get into the meat and potatoes of this. So, plot twist. I just said we're gonna get back into mapping, but we gotta do one last thing. I promise this is the last thing. We need to set bookmarks. Now, some people are very serious with their bookmarks, and other people are, well, they just don't use them. But I'm gonna tell you now, if you want feedback and you want thorough feedback, you're gonna want bookmarks because they're gonna help you and they're gonna help other people understand your map. This will take a bit of time, but basically, you can make a set of bookmarks. So we'll call this like A, set for all difficulties and characteristics. And then we're going to make bookmarks in this set. So let's say I go here. I'll set this like A1 for the first section. And then I'll jump ahead to the next point of interest. Now, there is no exact right way to do bookmarks. But if you want it to be simple and effective, I would do it the way I'm doing it. Have different bookmark sets depending on the sections, and then have individual bookmarks separating those sections. All right, I have finished the bookmarks. The way I have it is I have different sets depending on what part of the section the song is. Like if it's a chill beginning, if it's the beats of the middle, if it's the beats of the end. Like I have it all separated, colored, and named. That way, I can jump in between them whenever I need to. So now that we have the bookmarks done, we can finally begin on the notes. So in order to actually place the notes, you're gonna probably want to move around and feel more comfortable with your camera. Now, everyone's hotkeys are a bit different, so, and I don't know if I changed mine or not. So, if it's wrong, you can always get out the level and click this keyboard icon. This will give you a list of all the hotkeys. So if you ever don't know what buttons to press, it's literally all here. It's gonna suck to read through, but it's there. So my hotkeys are, hey, it's actually editor CMP here. I am just now realizing how useless it was me explaining the hotkeys. And trying to be helpful, I think I might have actually been more confusing than the editor already was. So I'm going to save you and me the time and just cut that section out. And yeah, honestly, you're just going to have to figure it out. That's the hard truth. I spent a good chunk of time just trying to figure out how the hotkeys worked. If you take your time, you'll get the hang of it. Anyways, so now we're going to be talking about what's at your disposal. When you're mapping, you have the left note, the right note, bombs, walls, arcs, and chains. Bombs are by far the easiest to explain. They're bombs. You place them, you don't hit them. That's pretty much it. Notes have a little bit more complexity. They have 8 different directions that they can rotate in. Down, up, left, right, and all the diagonals. And then they also have dot mode. This can also be diagonal. And it's the same with the blue note. And then we have the walls. The walls have gotten updated at some point. I don't remember when. But the walls can now be placed essentially anywhere. All you have to do is just click on the tile and then drag around. Forward and backwards extends the length, and around the grid extends its size. If you don't want to drag it along yourself, you could just type in like 8 or something, and it'll automatically give you the link. And then finally, we have arcs and chain. These are a little bit complicated. I will do my best to explain them. Yeah, do my best to explain them, I said. I'm just gonna tell you again. So basically, chain notes, you place a note down and then you drag click it to another tile. This will give you the head and chain. I'm sure I'll visualize it in the editor somehow. But yeah, you have the head and the chain. and you can control it by holding Alt and customizing like the length and the rotation and the amounts in it. And for arc notes, you take two notes, you select them by holding Shift and clicking them, and then you press the little arc button in the middle somewhere. I had a really hard time explaining it because I just got done with Chromapper before this, and I was getting disoriented. But yeah. Now, with all of that said and done, all you have left to do is to actually start placing stuff down. And this is where I have advice depending on how experienced you are. If you're a new mapper, take it slow, okay? You do not want to go in here expecting to start cranking out a map a day like you're Joe Tastic or something. You gotta take it slow because you're learning. Don't do your dream project yet. I made that mistake and I ended up remastering it twice. And as fun as it was, it also hurt a little bit because I didn't even finish it the first time. So do not do your dream project. And then finally, get plenty of feedback and play your own maps. This is the most important feedback you will ever hear. Play your own maps because that is how you will get the best feedback is from how you feel about it. Now, if you're an experienced mapper, I also have some advice for you. Be patient. This is something I wish I told myself or someone told me. Be patient. There's a lot going on here. And if you're used to another editor, you will be disoriented. If you saw any of the clips that I may or may not have left in editing, I was very disoriented when I tried to do an arc note and it wasn't working. And a chain. So be patient. And finally, if you are still confused and you just don't know what to do, look at the wiki, look at the hotkeys, ask for help. There are resources. You can find the answer that you're looking for. You just have to look. And yeah, the rest of this video will basically just be a time lapse of me making expert plus. All right, everything looks good. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something beneficial from this video. And I still don't know how you're supposed to end a video. Well,